Hey everybody, this is Joe.
And this is Jenna.
From Fantastic Reviews, bringing you this week's installment of In Case You Missed It, covering the smaller stories that you may have looked over this past week.
First up, it is Harley Quinn's 25th anniversary.
She looks pretty good for 25.
Well, she's legal now, so,
She's been legal for a couple years.
For a couple of years, anyway, but it's pretty good. But she has been around for 25 years now. She was introduced first during the Batman animated series run.
1992. Can you
believe it?
In the
90s, yeah.
1992.
Just goes to show how great the 90s were, because we got Harley Quinn. So, in celebration of that, we're getting 4 different collections. They're being released in September and October. They're basically just collecting the issues of the original Harley run for her comic series and the newer one with Amanda Conner. So with the first one we've got is collecting, it's volume 1, collecting the original Harley Quinn stories 1 through 9, and it'll be about $30 at the stores. And it'll be a bound version. These are all bound, like the little, they're not hardback, but they're
like graphic novel
stuff. Yeah. The second one is from the second run. This will be the current issue with Amanda Conner and her partner Jimmy Palmiotti. Sorry, Jimmy, I can't pronounce your name. This will be an omnibus of their current run that'll collect issues 0 through 16, including all of the one-shots as well as the crossover she had to do with Power Girl. Now that one's going to run you about $100. It is an omnibus.
Huge collection.
Huge. So there were a lot of one-shots during the first run of Harley this time around, and there are going to continue to be them for the foreseeable future. Next up, we have Harley Quinn, A Celebration of 25 Years. This one will run you $40. This one collects stories from the animated series and today's crossovers. That one comes out in September as well. And the last one we've got is Harley Quinn's Cover Gallery Deluxe Edition. That'll come out in October. This one's going to be around the price of the other ones, was about $25 to $30, and it's going to have a memorable cover art and a hardcover edition that you can pull out. So that'll be cool. I don't know that I will get any of these because I already own all the individual issues and I don't need them bound. But a pretty good thing for any collector who's out there who likes Harley enough to kind of want a nice bound version for their bookshelf.
It's a nice collection if you like the art, if you like the stories, and you'd like to keep it all in one place, especially for new comic collectors that may not have easy access to the older issues. As we know, her first appearance in Batman Adventures number 12, the price is pretty up there no matter where you're looking, so these omnibus collections are going to be a great way to catch up on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it'll give you access to all of her old issues that just really aren't out there anymore unless you're willing to fork over a lot of money. If you go to a lot of conventions, they do usually have some of her original issues, so if you like collecting those, they are out there. You're just going to be spending upwards of $20 per issue depending on the issue you get. Especially the later runs, which I don't think they did as many because you really cannot find them. Up to about 15, like 1 through 15, you got hit and miss there with some of those, but the later issues, really hard to find. But, eBay's a great source and the internet, so if you're willing to pay the money, you can do that if you want the individual issues. Otherwise, these collections are really great and more durable, and you don't have to worry about hauling around about 20 to 80 different comics all the time like I have to. So
happy birthday, 25th birthday to Harley Quinn. Special thanks to Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, the creators of the original character.
I will meet you one day.
Maybe.
I will find them. No. But with some more Batman universe news, the Batman script is officially being rewritten from the ground up. They are throwing everything out, and it is being rewritten from scratch. I don't know if this is good news or terrible news, because was it a really great script and the new people that came in are like, I don't want to deal with this, I want it to be my script, or was it so terrible that they had to burn it and leave no trace of it behind. I'm thinking maybe it was a too many hands in the pot kind of deal. Too many people were trying to control it. Maybe, benefit of the doubt, they took a step back, let it sit for a while, went back to look at it and said, you know what, this isn't going to work with what we want to do. Let's try it again.
And that seems to be the case with Matt Reeves just being brought on as director a couple weeks ago. We did cover that in a previous installment. They have some time to think about this because Matt Reeves has a prior commitment to War for the Planet of the Apes. He's going to be wrapped up in production that until probably mid-end of this summer.
Mm-hmm.
So with that and the marketing and all that, the movie being released, production probably isn't going to start on the Batman until 2018. So
at the earliest.
They have enough time to look at the script. Yeah. He clearly has some creative input onto this that he wants to see changed. So I'm thinking this is going to be a good thing. The thing about rewriting the script from the ground up, though, is that any previous rumors regarding the script probably is no longer valid. Like, Deathstroke might not be the main antagonist for this movie.
He might not even be in it at all. Like, we got some teaser footage of it, but they could have shot that in an afternoon as a teaser that they thought would happen, and now it's no longer happening. So there's been no casting calls for any of this. We just got the director on board, and he's wrapped up in another, just like Joe said, he's wrapped up in another movie. There's not even a script anymore. So benefit of the doubt, hoping it's coming out good. I hope this is a good step for this movie.
So with production being delayed till 2018, don't expect to see this movie in theaters before 2019. In more movie news, Matrix 4 writer Zach Penn says the movie is not going to be a remake or a reboot of the series. There is a rumor running rampant that it is going to be a remake, reboot. They're looking for Michael B. Jordan to head it. They were thinking he might be like young Morpheus or something like that. But Zach Penn has come straight out and said this is not going to be a remake. This is not going to be a reboot. And in fact, on Twitter, he said nobody should remake or reboot the series. The way he was talking about it, it sounded like this is going to be just another story in the Matrix universe, much like how we're getting different stories in the X-Men universe, like with Logan and with Deadpool.
Yeah.
So that would bring, I think, a pretty welcome twist to the franchise.
I think it would be interesting, but at the same time, the Matrix kind of finished, so I don't know where they're going to go with it from here unless they're going to focus on the citizens of Zion or becoming best friends with robots. I'm sure there's many things they can do with it. It's a sci-fi movie. You can do whatever you want within the realm of the movie universe they already created. So who knows what it'll bring? If it's not a reboot, that means we're probably not going to retread old stories. So
which is a good
thing.
There's really not a lot known about the project at all. It's not even known if the Wachowski brothers are going to be involved in it or if they've even given their blessing for this project.
Yeah.
But from the way it sounds, I think we could get some extra stories out of the Matrix universe, maybe from a different point of view, different perspective. Maybe there are different things going on in the background while Neo's off doing his Jesus allegory thing.
Yeah, maybe there are humans who are like, I don't want to live in a cave and eat, like, crap food. I would like to live in my high-rise apartment in Manhattan. We're totally cool with that. Like, I don't know.
But, I mean, despite some of the story missteps of the Matrix series, I enjoyed it overall, and I'm looking forward to seeing some additional stories come out of it.
But going forward in some new movie news, Guardians 3, it has been greenlit. It will happen, but it might happen without James Gunn. Now, he said while he's been producing the Belko Experiment, which is his new movie, it looks amazing, so go see it. I love horror movies. It looks like a very cheeky horror movie, so I'm excited for that.
It's being produced by Blumhouse, and it looks to me to be very Cabin in the Woodsy.
Yeah, I love that. Cabin in the Woods was fantastic. Anyone who says otherwise is lying to you. But
I see a lot of similarities with James Gunn and Joss Whedon.
Yeah, they're pretty good guys. I like it, so it's happening. But he has said he's wrapped up in this right now. Guardians 3 is a go, but he's non-committal at this time. He doesn't really know where things are going to lead him in the future.
It kind of sounds more like a contract thing than anything else. They sign on actors for multi-movie deals. Why not directors? I don't know if the Guardians franchise would be the same without James Gunn because he definitely has his own style to it. I mean, I'm sure a bunch of it is, Chris Pratt too, but James Gunn definitely has his own style and his
Yeah.
own flavor on movies, and I think what he brought to Guardians is going to be hard to recapture without him.
Right. Now, he does say he has future installment ideas going on, and there's talk about it, but right now he's not committing to anything, which I think is a good move on his part. You don't want to promise something you can't deliver because you don't know what's happening right now. I do agree. I don't think it would be the same without him because his directional style is very different from other directors. And a good director is necessary for a good movie. But they might be shifting tone later on. So a different director might be needed. We don't know.
And who knows what'll happen when Infinity Wars comes around. I mean, there's rumors all over the internet that we're going to see some major characters die. I think it's just going to be Captain America.
He's gonna be the death that inspires everyone to avenge together again.
Or something.
We must overcome, and then they go fight a guy, and it's fine.
But who knows what dynamic this is going to take on the Guardians of the Galaxy, and maybe it will be a different movie by the time the third installment rolls around. You know, who knows? But James Gunn has said he has a lot of ideas for the future, and he's excited to see where it can go.
Yeah, I really do hope he comes back. But other than that, Guardians 2 is coming out this year. We will have tickets.
Super excited. I'm
going to be there. Midnight, probably, because we're crazy.
It's more like Thursday at 8 p.m. now.
What? That's so lame. Why? Why? It's not a midnight release if it's 8 p.m. on a Thursday. It's just a regular movie. But I won't get into that.
Finally this week, the Venom Standalone movie, out of the blue, got a release date of October 5th, 2018. Sony just announced this. It was completely unexpected. Nobody saw it coming. There were a lot of rumors about a Venom script being written since Spider-Man 3.
In 2007? Was that 2007?
Something like that. And just all of a sudden they're like, hey, guess what? Venom's coming out. The script has always kind of been this living kind of thing that's been up and down. It's almost kind of it's similar.
For years.
It's similar to the Deadpool story, you know. It's just like, maybe we will, maybe we won't. Here's a write, here's a draft. Maybe we won't. I don't think so.
Deadpool script was the world's worst girlfriend for the longest time.
Yeah, yeah. So, but they got a draft out of it finally, and now, actually, one of the writers from Deadpool actually contributed now to the Venom script. Well, since this announcement came from Sony and not Marvel, it can be thought that this is not going to be connected to the MCU. Although the timing is kind of weird because you have Tom Holland's Spider-Man Homecoming coming out. Like I said, one of the writers from Deadpool is involved with the Venom script, so it's like
they could be telling, like we were talking about earlier with The Matrix, telling a story in the Marvel universe that's not necessarily connected right now, but they could eventually connect them later. So we don't really know, but if they were to do something like that to leave it open, probably a better idea, because then you could bring Venom into the MCU if you wanted to.
I guess they might see how successful he is first. We don't know. But the draft is done / being worked on. It's still kind of a living document, but it's pretty much there. There is no cast for it yet. There is no director for it yet. So like I said, there's still a lot of things that are in limbo.
Script is the most important thing. Get a good story first, then you build around the story. Don't build the cast and then make a story from that, because then it sucks.
There was a fan theory on Reddit. One user kind of pointed out some things that the movie coming out. Oh, that's what's coming out next week. Life is coming out next week. There was a Reddit theory that Life was going to be a prequel to the Venom movie. Basically, the basis of Life, it's got Jake Gyllenhaal and Ryan Reynolds in it. Another Deadpool tie-in. They're scientists on the International Space Station. They come in contact with a rapidly evolving life form that they come to the conclusion has extincted all life on Mars.
Yeah.
When you look at the trailers for the Life movie, when they first come in contact with it, they first start studying it. It kind of looks like just this little blob, this mass of cells that just starts rapidly evolving and growing and grows these tendrils, and it's kind of like blackish, purplish in color. So they're like, "Hey, this looks like Venom." The Reddit user also said that there was a borrowed shot from Spider-Man 3 in the trailer too. It's just a crowd of people just looking up. Like it was pretty ambiguous.
Yeah, it's hard to get crowds of people together all at once if you have the rights to use a shot from something else that works just fine.
So they're like, hey, what if this is just a huge kind of fake out prequel that they didn't tell anybody about?
Cool.
Well, it's a great concept, but when you look at some of the harder facts, it's not really feasible.
Yeah.
The movie Life was originally produced by Skydance Media, and it was being distributed by Columbia Pictures. And later on down the line, Sony got involved.
Yeah.
When everything started in post production. So when you look at it strictly that way, because Sony owns the Venom character essentially for movies, Sony owns the Spider-Man character. Not very likely that they started this project off thinking it was going to be a Venom prequel. Further on, there are some articles online where they reached out to Sony, and they actually reached out to the director of Life, Daniel Espinosa, saying, hey, what's up with these rumors that this is a Venom prequel? And both the studio and the director have said, no, this is not a Venom prequel. So that pretty much puts the nail in the coffin.
They laughed and hung up the phone. No.
More or less.
No, they were nice about it. But it's an interesting theory. It is a cool thing to think about, but it's not. I mean, nothing really come of it.
There have been a number of sneaky tie-ins in the past, like with Split, you got the tie-in with
but that was
Unbreakable.
But that was an M. Night Shyamalan film. They were both by the same director, set specifically and purposely in the same universe.
Yeah.
It's M. Night Shyamalan, so twists happen because that's the way he writes his movies. But for an entirely different production company with entirely different rights to go and say, you know what would be great? If we write this and eventually get Sony to go in on it so we can use Venom is kind of a little out there. Whether or not Sony changes it later to fit that because, hey, that's cool, I doubt it. It's coming out next week. And this theory just popped up like a few days ago. So, don't think so. Still a really cool idea.
But mainly the takeaway here, though, is Venom is definitely getting a standalone movie. Yes. As far as we know, there is no sneaky tie-in to anything else, and it will probably not be part of the MCU in the foreseeable future. The main question now, though, is what story are they going to use for Venom? They can't really use the Spider-Man-Venom rivalry there because Spider-Man's off doing his own thing, and Marvel kind of has control over the Spider-Man character at the moment. So there are some recent comic lines that have come out in the past year or two with Venom that they could go through. One of them could be that the Venom symbiote has to go back to his home planet to be cleansed because he becomes an agent of the cosmos, which is essentially like an agent for good. Like he's just called off to different parts of the universe to just do good things, and that's just kind of what he does. In the more recent comics that have just started coming out a couple of months ago, he's back to being a villain because the symbiote was lured away from Flash Thompson by another guy who wants to use the symbiote for his own purposes, his own selfish purposes. So that starts turning the symbiote evil again. So that's another storyline that they could follow with it.
I'm excited to see a different take on another character from the Marvel Universe that's not controlled by Marvel right now. It's not that I don't like Spider-Man or Iron Man or Thor. It's just that we've seen it. Let's get some new characters out there. Show me some stuff we haven't seen yet. I don't know anything about Venom other than what he tells me. So for this to come out, even though it's being produced by Sony, it's not really, probably not going to be part of the Marvel Universe right now. It's going to be interesting because it's different. I don't want them to stop making Iron Man and Thor movies or Avengers, but I also want something else that I'm not. We're going to be getting Black Panther soon, which is amazing. I can't wait for that. Maybe there will be a Black Widow movie somewhere in the future, but now we're getting Venom too. That's awesome. So, let's see what happens.
Yeah. So what do you guys think? Are you celebrating Harley Quinn's 25th anniversary?
I will be.
What do you think on the take on the Matrix movies? Do you think the Batman is doomed?
Yes.
Should James Gunn continue to direct Guardians? And
yes.
Are you as excited as I am about a Venom standalone movie?
A good one.
Let us know in the comments below. Give us a like. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to catch future, in case you missed it, installments coming up. And all the other fun things that we like to do on our channel.
Yay!
Make sure to check out our Facebook page as well. We're on Twitter every now and again. Those are all linked in the description below.
That's it for us this week. Bye, Internet.
See you next time.